Hello guys, this is Javelin and welcome to my channel, English Tutor Hub. Learn English fast. Today we are doing a lesson about the modal verb would, and we are gonna look at the form, use, and meaning in English. So would is a modal verb, and here's the pronunciation, would. In this lesson, you will learn the form of would, and you will also learn the many different uses and meanings. Past habits, past refusals, future relative to the past, indirect speech, polite offers and requests, conditionals, past unreal situations. So let's look at all of these in detail. So let's start with the form, would in affirmative form. In full form is subject plus would plus base form of the verb. I would like, so I is a subject, and we have would, and then we have the base form of the verb, which never changes. So would plus the base form of the verb. Would plus the base form is the same for all of them. So we have I would, he would like, she would like, we would like, you would like, and they would like. And the contracted form is subject plus apostrophe D plus base form. So a very small change, and here is the pronunciation. I'd like, he'd like, she'd like, we'd like, you'd like, they'd like. Now let's move on to would in negative form. Full form is subject plus would plus not plus base form of the verb. This part doesn't change. It's always would not plus base form, and here we are using like as an example. I would not like, you would not like, he would not like, she would not like, it would not like, we would not like, you would not like, they would not like. And in the contracted form, we have the subject plus wouldn't plus base form. So would and not, we contract them to make it one word, and we replace apostrophe to the letter that we delete or omit. So again, contracted form, we have the subject plus wouldn't plus base form of the verb. And here we are. I wouldn't like. You wouldn't like. He wouldn't like. She wouldn't like. It wouldn't like. We wouldn't like. You wouldn't like. They wouldn't like. And finally, the question form, would in the question form. So we have would plus subject plus base form of the verb plus base form, and then the rest of the sentence, and with a, you should end it or close it with a question mark. So, would I like? Would you like? Would he like? Would she like? Would it like? Would we like? Would they like? Okay, so that's the form. Now, let's look at the meaning and the use of past habits. So we use would to describe a regular activity or habit in the past. So this is very important. This is only in the past. Example, when Helen was 5 years old, she would practice the piano for 2 hours every other day. Notice that this is an action in the past because we have was. This means that she would practice regularly in the past every other day. She would practice regularly the piano for 2 hours every other day. That is in the past. So we use would and the base form to describe what she's doing in the past. Okay, next here. Every Saturday, I would go on a long bike ride. So, moving on to past refusals. We use would to describe refusal in the past. A refusal is the act of not wanting to do something or the act of not agreeing to do something. And this use is usually in the negative form. Example, I try to calm my brother, but he wouldn't stop crying. Number 2 example here. I invited her to my birthday party, but she wouldn't come. So guys, these are examples of would to describe refusal in the past. So again, A refusal is the act of not wanting to do something or the act of not agreeing to do something. Okay? Now, this is a little bit more complicated. A future relative to the past. Well, we use would to describe as action that is in the future relative to an older action in the past. So, there are two actions in the past. One is the first action in the past and then an action after it. That is the action that is future relative to the action in the past, and that is where we would, and that is where sorry, and that is where we use would, and would is therefore the past form of will. Okay guys, let me give you an example. First of all, let's look at a normal future relative to the present. Example here. Anna will complete her first essay this October. My friend will bake apple pie on Sunday. Next, future relative to the past. I knew you would fail the exam. You didn't make any effort. He asked whether I would help him, but there was nothing I could do. I told him not to call me that evening because I would be studying for my finals all night. He was a sensible boy, and she knew he would take care of him. So guys, these are examples of the future relative to the past, and we have here example of the normal future relative to the present, and future relative to the past. Now, let's move on to indirect speech. When we use indirect speech, we use would after past reporting verbs where will was used in direct speech. So we have here direct speech and indirect speech. So, example here, I will go to the doctor's. So guys, we are quoting the exact words. We are quoting the exact words. We put a quotation mark of the what you call this, the direct speech, and we put them in quotation marks, okay, for the direct speech. If we wanna convert this to an indirect speech, so we're gonna put them in quotation marks if we wanna convert this to an indirect speech. So direct speech, I will go to the doctor's. Indirect speech, she said that she would go to the doctor's. So as you can see guys, in direct speech we use will here, and For the indirect speech, we use would. Okay, so next here, I will write the report. Indirect speech, he said that he would write the report. The students will collect money. The teacher said that the students would collect money. We will eat at 12 o'clock. Mom said that we would eat at 12 o'clock. Next, we have here polite offers and requests. We say would. Again, polite offers and requests. So when we say would, is very polite, and this is a very common structure in English. So examples here. So we use would to make polite offers and requests. So again, guys, this is very common structure in English, because would, if we are trying to make offers and ask favor to someone, we have to use would to be polite. Example here. Would you like some cake? Would you like me to come with you? Would you pour the wine, please? So you are making a request. Would you help me cook dinner, please? Yes. So these are, guys, examples of making polite offers and requests. Again, we use would to make polite offers and requests. Now let's move on to conditionals. We use would in conditionals to describe unreal situations. So conditionals is a name used in English grammar textbooks for a group of sentence structures that contain the conjunctions if. So we have here second conditional unreal situation in the present. Example, if I live in a farm, I would love to raise chickens. Okay, yes? So if you live in a farm, so you would love to raise chickens. That is a second conditional unreal situation in the present, but because you are not living in the farm. Okay, next here, third conditional unreal situation in the past. If she had studied, she would have passed the exam. Another here. So third conditional unreal situation in the past. If she had studied, she would have passed the exam. But because she didn't study, so she failed the exam. Next, another example. Third conditional unreal situation in the past. If we had taken a taxi, we wouldn't have missed the plane. Yes. Okay, guys. So these are examples of second conditional unreal situation in the present and third conditional unreal situation in the past. And finally, unreal situation in the past. We use would to describe unreal situations in the past that are not conditionals. So the form is would plus have plus past participle, and the past participle here is called a perfect. The past participle is called here as perfect infinitive. Examples: would have lived. So Anne, why did you live in Chiang Mai? Then Paul replied, well, I would have lived in Bangkok, but it was too expensive. And another here, would have studied. Would have studied. I would have studied criminology, but I chose education instead. Alright? So unreal situations, unreal situation in the past. Okay? Unreal situation in the past. This means that in fact I did not study. Okay? So guys, we use would. Okay? We use would to describe this unreal situation in the past, but this is not a conditional because there is no if here. So that is why I discuss it separately. Alright, so those are the most common situations where we use would. There are a few others, but these are the most common ones. Okay, so there we are. That's the end of this video tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it and this has helped you. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, share, leave the comments below, and let me know your thoughts and questions. Love to hear from you. My name's Javelin. Thank you very much.